Hey guys, yesterday I was playing in my sorely neglected Dylusions journal, the big one. I thought today I would play a little bit more. I'm just in the mood to do a little bit more. So I was looking here at my junk your stuff supplies stuff all over the place, and I thought, well, might as well use some more of it. So I have these packages. They're called paper layers that I've had forever, and I know I say it every time I say I've had it because I've had it forever. It's true, I've had it forever. It probably came with me when I was born. I thought what I would do is look through here and see if there's anything I want to use. And I kind of like this one on the front already. And I also have my box of cutout flowers that I've used in a bunch of the junk journals that I made. And I thought maybe I'll use some of those. I don't know. I just want to play, just make a page. Doesn't have to be a finished, pretty, fantastic, sit it in a gallery page, just something to play with. Since I have my flowers out sitting here, I thought, you know, that's kind of cool. She looks like she's reaching for flowers. Maybe I'll get her on the page and then I'll just throw a bunch of flowers out here. You know, like she's reaching for the flowers. I don't know. Then I'll use up some of these flowers. This box seems to never go down. I'm going to do this in fast forward. I'm not going to go through all the supplies and all that stuff. I'm just going to play, and I thought I would film it so you could watch. Let's just get started and have some fun. Okay? Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hey guys, this video is mostly fast forward. And so that means a lot of talking if I do a voiceover. I don't know if I have that much talking in me, and I might even go hoarse because I don't talk a lot in general. So we'll see. I'll give it a try. I told you in my last video that I put up, the ones about the flowers, about the snakes, and the update on them is they haven't been around. They've probably moved on. I haven't seen them. We get stuff like that all the time. We have woods near us, right behind us, in fact, and a pasture back there. So stuff like this goes on a lot. And usually it's just a short time and then everything moves on. So no big deal going on there. The skunk, though, is an ongoing issue, and it likes to come around at night. In fact, my neighbor is having a battle of the wills with it because it likes to come up in her yard and eat out of the droppings from the bird feeders and the squirrel feeders that she has in her yard. And I've got some bird feeders in my yard, but she has a lot more because she has a lot more trees. I don't have that many trees in my backyard, which has turned out to be kind of a blessing because we get all the leaves from everybody else around here anyway, so it's just less for us to clean up. Anyway, so he comes around at night, and he comes right up by the house. And I saw him yesterday, in fact, and he's rather large, and he's probably not the only one, but he gets right up next to the house, and he stinks to high heaven. It comes inside the house. That's how strong it is. I mean, people can be burning their brush and their limbs and trees and stuff, you know, that they've gathered up because they've rotted or fallen off, you know, the tree, and they burn them, and you don't even smell that inside your house because the houses are pretty well built around here. But this skunk, oh my goodness, he gets next to the house and he smells horrible. He was around last night, and when I went outside to take Bailey to go to the bathroom, I was on the lookout for him. It had been a while since he'd been around, but I could still smell him in the house, but I couldn't smell him outside anymore. That's how strong it is. His smell got inside, but when I went outside, the smell was gone. Anyway, my neighbor is... Every time she goes outside with her dogs, she has to go out in 2 trips because she has 4 dogs. And she watches out for the skunk because he likes to come eat out of her bird feeders and stuff. And so she has to scare him off quite often. It's rather comical. But anyway, so what else is going on? My page here that I'm working on, you've seen that I put down some gesso and then some, I think it was antique white paint, and then some brown mixture with water, like a loose wash, and now I'm putting some more white on, and I put some more antique white. I think I put some sort of beige, like face beige color. I forget what it's called. It's one of my favorite colors to use for faces, though, or used to be. I don't like it much for that anymore. But I'm putting down black paint also, and now I'm just putting down that piece of paper that I pulled out of the packaging at the beginning of the video. I wanted to use up a lot of that packaging, and I was going to tear it up and make a background, but I liked it so well I thought, no, I'll just use it as a kind of a focal point. And Then I took flowers out of my box that you saw earlier in the video. And these are just die cut flowers from, I think, Tim Holtz dye. And if it's not Tim Holtz, it's Tim Holtz and some other dye. It's a combination. I just can't remember. I don't have it in front of me. And it's been so long since I cut them out, I don't remember. But I think Tim Holtz is definitely one of the dyes, but there might be two dyes mixed in together. So I just used a bunch of those flowers, and I'm just putting them down. I'm using the Liquitex Fluid Matte Medium, and it helps me glue things down and seal it. And I'm starting to lean toward using that more than Mod Podge on some things, because Mod Podge does tend to stick your pages together a little bit. I haven't had too much trouble with it, but I had some trouble when I relocated to Florida for that year and then came back. Things stayed in boxes for a year, and it's real hot down there. It's hot here too, and it's rather humid, especially lately. But being in a box like that and hot, some of the pages did stick, and a couple pieces of art that I'd stuck together on paper kind of stuck and ruined, tore, but it just gives it a distressed look, so it's okay. But the Mod Podge I like to use is the shiny one, and it does tend to leave a little bit of a sticky residue if it gets too hot. So if you don't have your stuff packed away and you're not going to let it get hot, it's just fine. But the matte medium won't stick. My pages won't stick, but it doesn't give me the sheen that I like either. So, and I know Mod Podge has other brands you can use, like for paper, and I have used the paper Mod Podge, but it doesn't give me the shine I like. I really like the original glossy Mod Podge. That's my favorite. So I do use it occasionally. I use it on my calendar art, but I didn't want to use it in this book, so I didn't. And I'm putting on washi tape, and I'm just putting it in different areas and deciding how I want it placed. And I go ahead and add more around that paper to frame it out. This journal, I've had this journal a long time. When I first got this journal, I bought it just to experiment and play with the Dylusions sprays and everything, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and everything in the book looks terrible that I was experimenting with. So there's not that many pages done. There is a page in there where I took a coloring book that my little granddaughter had worked in. She colored a page, and I colored a page, and she was only 4, so her page is all scribbly, and my page is more colored, and I cut out both the pieces that we did, and I put them on the page and then did a little background around them. And then last week, or no, day before I did this page here, I did a little prim play, I call it. It's just a little prim looking girl where I threw down some paint and drew a funky looking figure, and I didn't film that though, but if you want to see what she looks like, she is on Instagram, and I will be putting a little paragraph or two about her on my blog. And if you don't follow me on my blog, you might want to go follow me there. I don't post every day. I only post when I do a video, or if I do something that I don't film, I will make a blog post about it. So you can go and see things there that you don't see in video. Occasionally, not often, but occasionally. And occasionally I might put something about Bailey. Just depends on the mood. Most of the time I can just tell you about her in videos. So she's laying here in her bed. I'm downstairs in the living room, and she's all cuddled up in her bed. She's thrown all her little animals outside of her bed. She has 3 or 4 stuffed animals that are her favorites, and she usually brings one to bed with her at night. And when my husband gets home, she grabs one. Usually it's Spidey, and she runs down the hall with Spidey and gets in bed and chomps on him. Or Chicky. She likes Chicky. Chicky and Spidey are her 2 favorites. So, but anyway, they're all kicked out of bed right now, and she's just laying there, and she's looking at me because she knows I'm talking about her. And she also knows that it's almost 7 o'clock. It is actually 6:59. And she is wanting her dinner. Oh, which reminds me, she had to eat her lunch off the floor today because she got in my way when I was trying to feed her, and I dropped her bowl, and she eats dry dog food still, so everything went all over the floor. So we're about halfway through this fast forward stuff, and I'm rambling on about nonsense stuff, and I think I'm going to run out of steam because I don't know what to talk about. I took the flowers and I covered them all with white paint, or was it gesso? It was either gesso or white paint. Either one's fine. And then I went over them with a purple I don't know which color it was. I don't remember. And then I went over them again, some of them with a darker purple. And then I'm bringing in a blue. I don't know the name of the blue. Don't have it in front of me. And putting blue on some of them. I'm just finger painting. I like to finger paint. I like that it keeps me from being so strict on myself to be perfect. There's no way possible I can outline those flowers in a perfect way with my fingers. So using my fingers keeps me loose and keeps me playful and keeps me from being perfect or trying to be perfect. There's no way I could ever be perfect. I'm not a perfect painter. I enjoy messiness too much in this regard. It's the one area of my life, like I've said before, where I can be messy and not feel too guilty about it. And everything else I feel like has to be, clean it up, put it away, fix it, whatever, I can't just let it go. So now I've got my paintbrush. I think my finger got tired. I don't know. And I'm putting red paint on, I think, some of the flowers. I don't think I put them on all the flowers. I don't know what determined which flower got the red. I just, maybe spread them out evenly. I don't know. I just don't remember my thinking. And there's my paint book. And in my paint book, I throw extra paint. I need to sit down one day and do a page or two in my paint book. It's getting time to start doing the pages and start a new paint book because it's pretty full. And I think I could create pages in it now. I have a book that I started making Happy Mail journal pages out of. And this is back when I first started filming. I did a birthday celebration where if you created a index card for me and send it to me, and that's all I asked for was an index card, I would enter you in a giveaway, and I had a big giveaway. Well, people sent more than the index card because that's how people are. They're just generous and kind that way. And so I still have some of that, a lot of that Happy Mail left over from, when I did that giveaway. And so I plan to go back to doing my Happy Mail projects, which I had done previously. There's a playlist, I think it's called Happy Mail Projects, and I just take Happy Mail that was sent to me and I create something with it and try to use as much of it as I can. But I haven't done that in a while. I don't usually get a lot of Happy Mail, and that's fine. But I have Happy Mail from my birthday giveaway that is plenty to keep me busy. So I think I'll go back once I get caught up on some of the other stuff I want to do, and I will start going back and revisiting all that Happy Mail that was sent to me and start making some things from it because I want to use that stuff too. All in the effort to use my stuff. The stuff I've had for years in my stash and stuff that people have sent me. I don't want it sitting in a bag or an envelope somewhere and not being able to see it. I want it in a journal page or on a tag or on a card or something that I can actually look at it. I don't have any place on my wall that I can put things people send me because the way my room is designed, there's not a lot of wall space. And the stuff I have in there, what wall space I do have, it's taken up. So I need to kind of redesign my room, relay out my room to free up some wall space to be able to put some art on the wall that people have sent me. And I had planned to do that a year or two ago, and I never got around to it. And then, of course, life turned upside down, and I was moving and everything. And then I moved back, and it just so much was going on. But there is one wall by my paint table that is kind of free, but it's hard to get to because my table's in the way and my lighting and my camera and all that stuff. And I used to have a shelf there, but I didn't put the shelf back up because I wanted the wall blank. So I thought about putting up a big canvas board, maybe a cork board or maybe a big huge canvas that I paint on that I can pin things to there. But I hesitated because I wasn't sure how I was going to leave my room. I wasn't sure if I was going to redesign my room and change everything around, and I didn't know if I'd need that wall space. So that's why there's nothing on the wall that people have sent me. But it is a goal. I do have a goal to do that eventually, have a wall space for that kind of thing. So as far as my page now, you saw me go around with my watercolor pencil, and I activated it and sealed it with my fluid matte medium by Liquitex, and then I'm taking white paint and I went around all the centers that I dabbed brown in. I actually went back with my brown and dabbed the centers, and then I put white paint dots, and now I'm taking my white Sharpie poster paint pen, that's the water-based one, and I dotted in the center some more. Don't know why, just did. And now I'm drawing around all the flowers kind of freehand and loose. Bailey just got up and she went in the kitchen to drink. And I told you in a video before that when she wants to go outside or she wants to eat, she goes and drinks. And so she's drinking. There I started writing the page, what the page had written on it. I was writing over it with my marker. Not perfectly, not filling it all in, but just over it so you can see it better. And that's what you're seeing. I just did half of it on camera and the other half off. And she's holding a bunch of roses or something, so I kind of white dotted those. And then the bush that she's kind of reaching into had a flower or maybe two, so I put some white dots there. And now I'm just writing in all my flowers. I always write in my flowers or on my page because I love to do that. I love to put words and things that people can't read. I know what I'm saying at the time. It either helps get something out of me that I need to get out, or helps me share something I want to share that nobody knows I'm sharing, or I can say something personal that I want to say, or I can vent, or I can be happy, whatever I want to do, and it's perfectly fine. I added some paint splatters on the page, and can you believe that I talked for a full almost 16 minutes? That's amazing. I'm tired. I think that's it. I'm going to close and say goodbye and thank you. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate all of you. I will see you again in the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful, whatever it is, have a wonderful one. Bye-bye.